Imagine waking up to a perfectly crafted email that exactly tells you what you need to do today, pulled from your calendar, from your to-do list, and even adding a motivational quote. The best part, I don't create this email. It's the automation that does it for me. So let me show you how it works so that you can as well build one for yourself. So let's dive in. This is the automation that I'm talking about, which is built using make.com. It gets all my to-do list from Trello, looks into my Google Calendar and gets all the meetings that I've got. It goes online and fetches some motivational quote, 10 quotes in this case, and gets that added as well into my email. Additionally, I've done few more tweaks. So I have also added an OpenAI module to send me a personalized health tip based on my requirement. So I'll take you through that as well. Then it goes as well through Tavily. Tavily is another platform where you can use their APIs to fetch the latest updates about anything. I mean, it's a general like a Google search. So you send a term, you get the results. So I have used that to pull latest updates on the field of my interest. So I've added that. Finally, I get an email. So let's run this and see that in action. So I'm running that now, right? So it has gone through Trello. It has gone to OpenAI. It gotten a quote. It has went into my. It has gone into my calendar. Finally, Travely, and lastly, it has collated everything together and sent me an email. So let's just look at how this email looks. So this is the email that I've got just now. It says today's quote, everything eaten is kill and every meal is sacrifice. I don't know this quote. Many of the times the quotes are really inspiring, but probably today's the exception. It might make sense to you guys. It doesn't to me at least. Today's health tip, it tells me about what change can I make to my diet, what can I add, whatever, just to help me with my own personalized requirement. Next, it gets all the meetings in my calendar for today. So as you can see, there are quite a few meetings, and then it just gets the list of them. Then it also gets the next, it actually goes into Trello, like I showed you, where it manages to get all the tasks. So it one of the nodes looks at a task plan for this week. So it gets the number of tasks, which are 5. It goes on to telling me what's my task for today. So these are again from Trello. I'll show you my Trello board. So it managed to get all the tasks that are planned for today. It also goes into looking at all the tasks, seeing which are the tasks which are overdue. So which means I need to be aware of them and I need to take quick actions. And it also gives me heads up on what are the tasks which are due soon. So it gets the list of them. And finally, like I said, using Tavily, I managed to get this news update. So I added that saying I need the latest updates in AI product management. So it kind of summarizes everything, and also there are blogs or recent articles that you can click and check the details. Yeah. So it will send you different updates every day, because based on whatever is the latest trend, it will just fetch all the news and get it out. But that's the kind of email that I get every day, and helps me stay on top of the day, because it helps me see what are the meetings I need to be aware of, what are the tasks I need to plan, are there any tasks that I need to complete, looking at the due dates. That's the kind of email that I get every day. In fact, this is one of those very first few automations that I had built, which I'm still using till date, because it's simple automation, yet so powerful, because it kind of helps me prep my day well in advance. So every day when I wake up, I open this email and then just have a quick glimpse through it and plan my day. So let's now move on to the actual automation, as in going through each node by node quickly. By the way, all the resources for this automation will be added to the description. So check out the link in the description and you'll be able to get the JSON file, which you just need to import into make.com, and you just need to connect the modules, of course, either using auth key, API keys, and you are good to get started. Yeah. So first one is Trello. So the first one looks at all the Trello cards that are, so let me show you quickly Trello first. So this is the kind of Trello board that I've set. It's got to do, which is kind of a backlog, the big backlog of all the tasks that you want to do. These are the tasks that you want to do this week. These are the tasks you want to do today. And if there are any blocked or tasks which are done. You can certainly play around, of course, you might have different set of columns, and you can configure the automation accordingly. But for me, this is good enough, which is it just gets all the cards for today. It then kind of aggregates them together using text aggregator module. If you look at this, it is just getting all the names and adding a line separator. So finally, this kind of looks like first line, which is schedule meeting with client 1, raise invoice for client 2, so all of that. And then finally, it sets a variable. These variables I'm setting because you want to use this text when you are sending the email. So these variables will be using towards at the very last route. So I'll show you. So the first route, yeah, you go into the Trello. The second route is looking into all the cards which are due this week. It follows the similar pattern. Next, it goes on to all the cards which are overdue and kind of again list them together, except the changes, it also adds a due date to this one. Next, it goes into all the tasks which are due soon this week, right? So due this week. And again, it goes on to aggregating them similarly using the due date. So finally, what you get is something like this. So you've got a task and the date, line separator, and then again task and the date. Next is OpenAI. So again, I'm going to attach this prompt into the resources section. So I'm using GPT-4o Mini. Try to experiment with some other, but I found this to be very cheap and also kind of does pretty well job. So here I've said you are a health coach giving a single short tip to someone who want to improve their health. I've asked not to recommend any medicines, supplements, or anything of that sort. Suggest only one actionable and awareness tip related to either diet, exercise, fast, sleeping, or lifestyle. Keep it concise and whatever. I've given some example outputs as well. So based on which it then manages to get me a daily health tip, and which are really good because those are the few tweaks that I've added, because it makes this email very interesting. It's not just task and work and calendar and meeting. It adds a twist to it because there is now something more than work, and which is something about my personal health. So it actually makes me open these emails every day and go through them. So that's kind of a hack you want to add. There's this motivational quote which I'm pulling from zencodes.io. Now again, the other thing is, this is just so that you are aware we can use zencodes, or you can rather add another thing in here saying, apart from health tip, give me one motivational tip. I am an entrepreneur and I want to stay motivated. So give me one tip to help me stay motivated. So you can use OpenAI, or feel free to just grab any of these web APIs where you can get the codes freely. These are free. I'm not paying anything, except for I'm paying for OpenAI because you are going to need credit for that. Next, I am using Google Calendar, where it's pulling all the meetings for the day. So between now, which is today's date, starting from 000, which is the start of the day, and the end of the day, which is 23:59:59, which is getting all the meetings in between that time for the day. We are taking the meeting count because I'm also adding it to the subject just to tell me that this is my plan for the day. As you might see, you will see here's your plan for the day, and there are total 5 meetings. Yeah, so that's the kind of a subject that I have added. It also then goes through aggregate all of them and create a block of text, which is what you see in the email about all the meetings. Oops. The next one is Tavily, which I mentioned to you. So I'm using API again. Tavily offers you a free tier where you can, I think, you've got some 1,000 credits. You can do 1,000 searches, I think, but I've been using it freely, so I didn't have to pay anything. So you can certainly use it for a month. If you're running it every day, you're going to have 30 days of execution. It's going to be free, absolutely. So the query I've put it is, what are the latest updates in the field of AI and product management? And I did go on to saying I include answer yes, which then we get the answer something like, query is this, answer is this is what is important. So include answer yes. And then it also manages to find all those different links, which is what I've done here. I've kind of collated all the links together into a single block of text. And then we set the variable as first get the answer and then add all the sources. Finally, we get all the variables out, because when you in make.com, when you want to access the variable after setting a variable, so we set the variables in each route, but before we actually use them, we need to use the module called as get multiple variables or get variables. So if you want to use multiple, of course, you use get multiple variable. So this is the module get multiple variable, where you kind of fetch them again, and then once you have fetched them, you'll see all the values, and then you start using them in your email. So this is the email body, and where you start adding each of these variables in line into this email body. And yeah, so this is the full automation, which goes through your Trello, calendar, few quotes, OpenAI, and gets everything together and nicely collates them together, and you get this nice email which kind of helps you prep your day. I hope you like this automation. If you've got any questions, feel free to add it into the comment. I'll make sure that I'll reply to each one of those. Make sure to check out the resources section because you will get the JSON file free, which means you just need to import into the make.com and you'll be having that up and running. You need API keys. If you need help in setting up the API keys, just Google them. I'm sure you'll find it. If you can't, just comment that. I'll try and make another video for that. But that's pretty much all. And I hope you like this video. If you've got any suggestions about next video, next automation, just let me know in the comments and I will create another automation video. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this.